Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God! Chubs Gone Wild!
there we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 508. 508 episodes? Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes,
it.
that's
It
what
is
we've
episode.
done. It is August 28th, 2023, and it is 98 degrees and sunny outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios.
And don't forget to mention that by I think it's Friday, we're supposed to be into the 70s.
Oh, that would be lovely.
I mean, I heard that earlier. That may have changed, but I was like, what in the hell is happening to our summers? Which is, I'm not complaining. Yeah, Friday 78, Saturday 79.
That's quite lovely.
And then the next week shows only 80s.
Ooh.
I know.
I don't mind, but yeah, the 98 was a little bit of really, that's 2 degrees from 100. Wow.
Right. Well, I remember when because the old rule when I was running a social club was don't plan any pool parties past Labor Day.
Right.
Because it was too cold. And then of course last year we had past Labor Day, we had 10 days of 110 degrees and higher. So that threw that out the window. But back in the old days, quote unquote, the old days, which was 10 15 years ago, well 15 20 years ago, Septembers were cooler.
That's true.
We had like warm days and cold nights, and it was great. And the pool, because as soon as we hit the 50s at night, the pool goes cold. Every day it's colder and colder and colder.
Yeah.
So okay, sorry.
Well, interesting enough, we'll be recording on Labor Day because it is 7 days until Labor Day. It is 47 days until Canadian Thanksgiving, 64 till Halloween, and 119 days until Christmas. So,
Wow.
Yeah, gotta start working on those cards soon.
Oh yeah, I know. Because if I don't get my Christmas card from you by Thanksgiving Eve, something's wrong.
Yeah, well, it's probably usually you're gonna get it about 3 days after Thanksgiving, but I mean Halloween, but
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If it's not here by Thanksgiving, something's gone wrong.
That's true, like last year. All right, let's see. We've got don't forget to our Halloween contest, which is coming up, and all you have to do is send us an email, a Facebook message, a comment, a voice message, a lunchbox pics, whatever it may be. As long as you interact with us, and I know that it's you, I will add you into the roster to be picked in the random number generator for the year-end contest, for the Halloween contest.
Today at the gym, some older man came over and said, "Hey, who's the new old guy?"
They were talking about Sean.
No.
Wow, that's mean.
No, he was old. He was older than I am. So,
well, that's good, but still,
he's trying to welcome me, and it's weird for me because I don't think of me as the new old guy.
Right? That's
but I forget how I look. So, that's the whole thing. We forget how we look, and then we see ourselves and go, "Oh yeah." I mean, I still say, "Do you see those old people?" And Sean will usually go, "I think you're older than them."
I know. I do the same thing. Actually, when I say middle-aged people or older people and realize, oh, those older people I'm talking about are actually my age. But
Yeah.
I don't act like an older person, at least I don't think I do. But who knows? Our own self-perceptions are sometimes a bit off.
Well, I know one good way of staying young.
Patreon?
Become a patron.
Yes, Patreon offers folks a way to stay young and support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like My Life in Fragments, podcasts, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons: Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Stas Edge from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. And please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support all sorts of projects that we do.
I don't know why, but whenever you say moose pay, it always makes me laugh.
Because he just brings a smile to our face. All right, today's affirmation: I am unlimited in my ability to create the good in my life. I am a miracle worker. And that last part, all I can see is, whenever I hear miracle worker, all I can see is the movie The Miracle Worker, where she's like teaching her, water, and
Wah
then
wah. Wah wah. You're terrible.
and that came up last week too. It's just, and when I used to watch that as a kid, it would always make me cry. That moment was always, of course, I also loved the moment where she turned around and slapped the shit out of her too. That was funny. Anyway, today in history, Princess Diana and Prince Charles became divorced on October 28th after their marriage fell apart. With a fairy tale wedding and 2 sons, the divorce became final. The first American-born Catholic saint was born
Yeah.
on this day in New York City. And New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin, ordered an evacuation of the city before Hurricane Katrina. Also, over 200,000 people marched on Washington as part of the civil rights movement and to hear Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech, where he said the famous line, "I have a dream." And all of that happened throughout history on August 28th. Well, let's see if we have any holidays. It's time for a holiday. Oh, there's a lot of them today. Hey, crackers over the keyboard day. No? Nothing?
No.
I see a cracker over a keyboard. Oh, that's
Although I remember there was a woman I worked with, and every once in a while, the IT people would have to come up and vacuum her keyboard. They shake it out and they're going, well, there is way too much clanking around in there. And it's like, how can that much food drop out of your mouth while you're chewing?
Yeah, my keyboard could say things, I'm sure.
I know what that would be though.
Dream Day, Quest, and Jubilee. International Read Comics in Public Day. Now, Motorist Consideration, Monday. National Bow Tie Day. National Cherry Turnovers Day. Oh, you know what? Winco actually has some great cherry turnovers. Absolutely love getting those there. National Power Rangers Day. We have National Thoughtful Day. Race Your Mouse Around the Icons Day. No comment. Radio Commercial Day. Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, you did. That's Rainbow Bridge. Difficult day. We also have a Red Wine Day, and on this day in history, does it to me every time. Anyway, that's not a thing. That's just a dear reminder. Anyway, Red Wine Day. I don't like wine myself.
Oh, if I do, it's red.
All I know is that you're supposed to chill champagne and chambray, the red wine. Supposed to warm it up. I don't know why. Yeah.
Well, red wines should be room temperature, white wines should be cold.
Yeah.
Or non-existent.
Right. I have had a dessert wine that I thought was good, but other than that, not my thing. All right. What we got next? We got birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Kendrick. Yay. He used to be on my WoW team. Do you know I actually unsubscribed to WoW?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm just not playing it enough right now to warrant the $15 a month. Sometimes I miss it though, because it would be one of those things where I just want to go on for like on a random day, go on for a few hours and fly around and do things, but it's not enough. All right, upcoming
You could do
birthdays.
that too, but with edibles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to George, Mark, Bianca. We have Noah, Christian, Linda, Andy, Addison, Jedediah. Oh, I love that name. He was also on my raid team. We have Rachel, Catherine, John, Kathy, Yo-Yo. What? There's at least 2 or 3 in this who have made like duplicate amount accounts. I don't understand. Anyway, Yeo. Happy birthday, Yeo. We got Luciano, Adam, Bjorn. This is a very international birthday day. Stephen, Day, Nate. Oh, Nate, we met him at Pride 48 with his husband. We have Ren, author Ren Valentino. We have Reese, Lily, author David Matthew Barnes, and RJ Scott, who I believe is also an author. Happy birthday, everybody. We don't have anything in our feedback at the moment, but do you have some Chub hugs that you'd like to send out?
Just to the 2 women in our lives that are having problems right now. Let's call it healing
Yes.
right now. So hugs out to them.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And they both desperately, well, I don't want to say desperately, but they both greatly need it. And also, I want to send Chub hugs out to our dear friend Clint. And
What happened?
I told you earlier.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you at the end of the show if you need to know. I mean, not if you need to know, but I'll tell you.
Yes.
All right. So we've got, yeah. So Chub hugs out to everybody that needs it. I think everybody kind of needs it right now. People are going through a lot. All right. Celebrity news. Elton John is on the mend after taking a nasty fall at home and getting admitted to the hospital this weekend. Liam Payne is taking a step back from professional commitments for health reasons. The former One Direction member announced on Instagram with a heavy heart that he's no longer, he is postponing his upcoming tour in South America since being in the hospital with a serious kidney infection. Also, Dune 2, Part 2 is delayed to 2024 as Hollywood strikes drag on.
Yeah, no, the movie's already done. They're just moving it there, hoping that the strike will be over and their actors can they can go out and advertise it and talk it up, go to talk shows and all that kind of garbage.
Well, I hope it's good. I'm just gonna say, I hope it's good. All right, we did have a lot of actually celebrity deaths this last little bit here, starting with Arlene Sorkin, the actress best known for originating the role of Harley Quinn in the animated DC universe, died at 67. And some of you may remember her, as I do, as Calliope Jones Bradford on Days of Our Lives, where she earned 2 daytime Emmys for nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actress.
It's funny because when I was living down in Los Angeles, I was trying to figure out how I could hawk to Days of Our Lives. I thought they needed a vampire.
Oh yeah.
And the only ones that would believe there was a vampire was Calliope and Eugene.
Yeah.
Would be their storyline, right? And then everyone's going, there's no way, come on, this isn't Dark Shadows. No one's going to do that kind of a storyline. And then within 2 years, Deidre Hall, her Marlena character, was possessed by the devil.
The devil, yeah.
So yeah, right.
Yeah, that was something. But I loved her. I thought she was great. Bernie Marsden, rock and blues guitarist who rose to fame with the metal band Whitesnake in the 1970s and 80s, died at 72. Wyndham Rotunda, the third generation WWE star known by his ring name Bray Wyatt, died at 36. Jeez. Hersha Parody, best known for her role as the school teacher Alice Garvey on Little House on the Prairie, died at age 78. Professional wrestling legend, WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk, died at age 79. David Jacobs, a writer and producer of the iconic 80s soaps Dallas and Knots Landing, died at 84. And Bob Barker, who is the affable host of Price is Right for 35 years, died on August 26th at the age of 99. Barker was a steadfast presence on television for decades, hosting the long-running game show in U.S. history, longest-running game show in U.S. history, and serving as the longest tenured game show host. And of course, I thought it was very appropriate, in a way, that Bob Barker.
Yeah, I know what you're going to do, and you're shame on you.
Who was a staunch, very, very vocal animal rights activist.
Okay, good.
Died on National Dogs Day. I don't know. It's just one of those things that all came together, and I'm like, you know what? If Colbert's writers were working, you dang well know they would have said that.
Well, no, what everyone's the joke out there is that he died at being 99, so he kept it under 100.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's an okay joke because of the game show and everything. But for me, I'm like, hello, his name was Barker. He died on National Dogs Day, and he was a animal rights activist, like one of the most vocal. To me, that is a setup right there for a great joke.
Well, and don't forget that if he had hit 100, then he would have also gotten $25,000.
I guess so. Anyway,
yeah.
All right. Hey, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Oh, I do want to mention no claim to fame this week. Last week was Lil Nas X's brother, but there was no show this week. Why, I don't know. I mean, what, Fox has got that much shit going on that they're not showing? They've got one new show basically for the summer, and this is it. Anyway, we finished up we'll talk about that. Big Brother. Okay, so last week they got rid of Heisem, who was head of household week 2. The person they got rid of week 2 was Heisem got rid of was the person who was head of household in week 1, and now in week 3 they get rid of Heisem. So it's like normally they don't get rid of the head of households like this, but they are. I'm worried. Well, so far Felicia, who was head of household in week 3, is not up yet, but it's weird. It's just weird because so much changed between Friday and Sunday on the show. It was just weird because all of a sudden, oh, now we don't like this person now. It's like, when did that happen? What happened? What's going on? So I don't know.
You're not watching any behind the scenes stuff.
I just haven't gotten a chance to see that much of it. And when you do, you really unless you're on it for hours, you really don't hear much. And they also black it out when they're doing competitions or special, when they're filming, they usually black it out.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. But it's still fun to listen in. But right now it's like there's still, so they got rid of 3 people, so that means there's still 14 people, no, 15 people, 14. It starts with 16, 17. Okay, yeah. There's like 13 people left. And when you watch the live feeds and everyone's talking, you hear nothing. You know what I mean? It's like being at a party and trying to decipher conversations. But soon it will be down to under 10, and that makes it much easier to watch. Still watching The Challenge, which is on right after Big Brother on most nights. And this is where they have brought together people from Love Island, Survivor, Big Brother, Amazing Race, and the original Challenge. And they brought all those people together to compete for money in these huge battles. And I'm surprised because the challenge people are still holding their own. But they're all older. They're all like in their 40s. And I don't know if we have any in our 50s this time, but we have before. These people have been playing these games like Road Rules and the Real World. That's where a lot of these people came from. The challenge, the original challenge, but they've been playing for like 30 years these games. And it's like you bring in 20-year-olds, they're mid-20s in physical competitions, it's always going to turn ugly. So we'll see what goes on. Still watching the after party on Apple TV, and Foundation is back on Apple TV for a second season. Also, Only Murders in the Building. Still having fun with that. Meryl Streep had a great song on the not the last episode, but the episode before, and found out it was written by Sarah Bareilles, and some of her friends. So that's kind of fun. Watching Reservoir Dogs on Hulu, as well as Murders in the Building on Hulu. Reservation Dogs. I'll get this right.
Right.
Reservation Dogs, for those that don't know, is the 3rd season of this show that is on a American. No, we can't say that. It's what do they? What do we call it now? It's Indigenous people reservation. So we're really focused around the kids in the reservation, and this last episode they did too many drugs. They're too young to be doing this. So yeah, shut up. We're supposed to be talking about how drugs are bad for teenagers. Yeah, okay, just saying. But I do love what I love about the show is that they have a very mystical quality to it, because the indigenous people are very spiritual. So like there's a deer lady, and I think she's like a Grim Reaper, and then there is the spirit guide, and this is an indigenous male character who runs around in indigenous people uniforms or outfits from days gone by. He's usually on a horse, with the full garb on, and he's very funny because even though he's like a spirit guide, he's like a current, like if it was somebody just became a spirit guide, he talks like a guy, he's really funny. Okay. Also on Hulu is season 11 of Futurama. Have you been watching any of this?
No.
Okay. They killed Robot Santa last night, so that's
Oh,
we'll have to just leave it at that right now. Heartstoppers, I'm only seeing the first episode, but it was really a good episode because the guy who's not out wants to be out so he can be out and proud. So he's slowly letting people know, and everybody he lets know says, yeah, yeah, like you didn't think we knew?
yeah.
And so, and the kid who's been out tells his parents that he's dating the guy, and they go, well, you're not going to have sex in this house. You better keep that door open when he's here. And it's like, oh, so his parents were the problem, not the other kids. So it was a nice little twist. Saw a show on Netflix called I think it's Jared Freed, 39 and single. It's brand new. It's a stand-up.
Mm.
First of all, shocked that he wasn't gay. You listen to him, you watch him, his mannerisms, and go, oh, okay, this is gay comic. And then
Okay. Yeah.
he was. So it was and
I know what you're talking about.
and he starts bitching. He starts talking about his girlfriends, not anyone's he's dating, but girlfriends he knows, and how they feel about guys that they date. And I'm like, straight guys don't talk about that. So I was confused, and we didn't watch the whole thing. He yelled too much. My new favorite show on TV right now is on Peacock. It's called Twisted Metal, and it's Anthony anyway, it's they have two characters,
Yeah.
and the male character is called a milkman because it's post apocalyptic, and he's the one that goes out and gets you stuff that you need out, and because they have little cities where they have people, where they feel safe, and then you have all the criminals and the garbage that's out in outside of the cities, and he's got to travel through all those people and find things that need to be delivered to people. So and then he runs into this woman who's Rosa off of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and she's super funny. They're really good together. The show's funny. It's kind of like that Death Drive that was our Death Race that was out a few years ago, where you've got all these scary groups of people out there doing things, and there's a lot of violence and a lot of gore. So my kind of show. Really enjoying it. Peacock. Also back on Netflix is Ragnarok, which is the Thor from Norway. It's an actual show.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good show. The kids are still awkward. The kid who plays Thor now has a beard, so that really has helped out his goofy.
Yes, it has.
And but the rest of the boys are still unattractive. The girls are cute, and the dads are still the hot ones on the show. It's just weird.
They are.
All the older men are better looking than their younger men.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, but just finished an episode where Thor starts dating one of the bad guy's sister. So, and she's bad too, but she's fooling him so she can steal his hammer.
Well, actually, the lore in the lore, she's supposed to get pregnant with his kid.
I don't want to hear this. Stop shit away.
It was in the first part. Oh, how many episodes? Well, no, you're there. It said that in the first thing of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you
It was
shouldn't.
not my favorite thing to think about either. Although, well, I don't know. Now that he has the beard, I don't mind so much.
Okay. I haven't really started watching High School the Musical, the series, season 4, because I watched the first episode and I was drunk. So I don't know what happened. I just was like, oh, look, here's all the kids who didn't get record contracts and Broadway musicals and stuff. Go back, yay. And then last week I didn't have anything to watch one night, so I got on to Snatch Game.
Mhm.
There's one this one guy rated all the Snatch games from, from the beginning, from the worst to the best. And of course, the best two were the ones with Jinx Monsoon.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it said, "Oh, would you like to watch the All Stars Snatch Game with Jinx Monsoon?" Yes, please. So I watched that, and then I'd taken my sleeping pill, and I was like, my eyes were getting heavier and heavier but I finished it. And one other thing I saw on YouTube, both those were on YouTube, by the way. I watched Brad Williams. He's got short, which is, I feel terrible for saying that, but he's got short. He's taken his comedy show, cut it up into, I think, 4 short bits.
Okay.
Saying that because he is a little person comic. But the 15 minutes we saw, he was so on fire.
Yeah.
Everything was funny. He does short jokes, but they're really clever. He's talking about, fighting with children because they think he's one of them. And and he wants to, you know, make these kids pay for, giving, because has to deal with their shit. So it's really funny. And I would definitely see him if he came here live to the Punchline. I would definitely go. I know he's been here before, but he probably is doing bigger arenas now and probably won't come back. But
Yeah.
I definitely would see him. So other than that, I don't think I have much going on. All our appliances are falling apart.
Oh, but you just got that brand new fridge.
Well, no, the fridge is fine because we got a brand new fridge.
Yeah.
It's like the air fryer just doesn't feel like it's getting as hot, and the microwave went out, last month, and the dryer's not heating up quite as well as it did. It's just like everything. So, yeah. So let's see. What did we both watch?
Well, I think the only thing we both watched was The Bachelorette. And there's just so many things in this fabulous 2-hour episode, or 3 if you had commercials. What?
3 hours. We just had 2 hours because there were no commercials.
Right, exactly. Which was still painfully long to watch.
I sped through some of it. I just had to.
Same, absolutely. I think probably at least about half an hour of all the intros and the drawn out, effect. I just did the
And
10-second forward.
anything that take place in the live audience thing,
Yeah.
I sped through a lot of that. But didn't you think it was interesting when Charity's parents met the two guys?
Yeah, I didn't get the feeling that they liked Dotton that much.
Oh, and you heard what her mother said. He's just like all the other guys that you
Uh-huh.
and that when they break up, I want to hear from mom going, "I told you so."
Yep, you should have kept that nice white boy.
All three of them liked a lot.
Yeah, I think he was very likable. I was actually a little surprised that I mean, I don't know whether I want to say that I was or wasn't, but I think I was a little surprised that she went with Dotton. Although I was really glad that even though they flew Aaron B all the way out there to step in and say, "I'm still here," but you know what? We'd already seen you last week on the beach in Paradise, so we know that you were told to take a hike. So I think that their editing and their spoilers were a little off.
Yeah. Just it's just I mean, I was okay with Joey being the new bachelor. That's fine. But
Very much.
I was just sitting there going, why are you not listening to your mother?
Yeah.
She's making a valid point. You don't want to make the same mistakes again, yet here you are dating the same kind of guy.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you know,
Hopefully this one won't cheat on her.
he will.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think that he's a good guy. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
didn't feel well. I mean, it's all about them. It's all about them and their hobby dobby do. So I don't know.
right.
But I mean, it was fine. I liked Joey better, but that was just I guess just me liking Joey. I mean, but I didn't think that Dotan was a bad guy at all. But I did think that the show was very overhyped with their now they have the geriatric bachelor, which I thought was like, oh, well, this is interesting. I kind of like this. And then you met him and you're just like, seriously, this is the guy that they chose to be their bachelor? Okay, interesting. And then Bachelor in Paradise looks like an interesting cast. Although they have Kat and Brooklyn, I swear they've been marching them out at every turn.
Those
Not that I like them, but
those whores will go anywhere.
I guess so. Did you see Zach was in the audience and they didn't talk to him at all?
Didn't notice.
Yeah, it was like one tiny little clip of like Zach in the audience clapping, and that was it. I'm like, hello, he was just the last bachelor. Why didn't you say anything to him? But apparently him and Katie are still together and they've moved into each together. So that they moved in together. That's good. And then Charity's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. Yay! Was
Is
that
the-
the part that you were all like, this is stupid?
oh yeah, this is such. Oh, I'm so happy to tell you, be the one that gets to tell you that you're going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. I was like,
Tells you that, and that's the big news that everyone's all excited about.
uh-huh. Like,
Bullshit.
whatever. Anyway, um, I don't know. That I'm kind of glad this one's done. Although there were some really nice guys, but I'm looking forward to Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, even though that dipshit's going to be there, Braden.
Like,
But yeah, you like Braden, I know.
and Aaron's going to be there too, so you can watch him.
Yeah, which is why did they even show us him flying out there when you dang well saw him the week before on the island?
No, well, because they're not taking place at the same time.
Oh, did you see they didn't talk to her either? I think I don't know, I don't remember if they said anything to Rachel, but did you see Gabby with her girlfriend in the
No,
audience? There was a clip of her and her girlfriend in the audience, and her girlfriend was just like all like laid back, sitting in the seat, like the butchest dyke there is. And then Gabby's just like, it was funny. All right, I think that's all we're watching.
oh no, we've actually.
Oh,
I'll break in when you're talking about. And
oh,
by the way, remember now what we were talking about with Ouija.
yes, yeah,
Sorry, I wasn't thinking Ouija when I heard the name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, are we both watching Osaka?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move that over there. Dear sweet Osaka. You know, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. I felt like they thought that we would just have known the characters and loved them so much that we'd be just happy to see them as they rev up. And I'm like, we don't know these characters yet. Give us some action and a reason to care about these characters, because right now I don't.
Oh,
I, I want them to be epic, but I don't know who they are yet.
I thought it was really good.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it was fun, and it was lots of action. I loved watching the just the bad guys are so good at
Yeah,
being bad.
that's true. The bad guys and that blonde, the blonde Sith, I was interested in her because she was so awful, like nasty, like just ready to kill everybody and everything. I was like, who is she? But as far as the good characters, I like the Green Lady. Um, and
You
I
didn't
like
like
the
the
cat.
hole in her chest?
The what?
Hole in her chest?
Hole in her chest.
After she gets a lightsaber shoved in her
Oh
chest?
yeah, yeah. She's interesting, but she was cliche. They just made her. Oh, she's the one. Look, she's so fancy. Look, her thing went under the. Her little motorcycle went under the thing, and she still got up and. Oh, she's badass. Okay, so she's badass, but why do I love her? Tell
I
me why I love her.
because
Badass.
she's not bad, she's good.
No, she's a good badass. What I want is I want some lesbianism. I'm
Oh,
feeling it, and I want some. I want them to have a really good, powerful, women-led show. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. So, all right, and Ragnarok season 3. I watched the first 3 episodes. I think you're pretty much right at the same place. Um, I was a little. I mean, it was fine. I'm just waiting for them to do something like, ooh,
I'm tired of him threatening everybody with that hammer in
yeah,
the back. We don't even see the hammer.
yeah,
Like, well, I have this.
uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
we'll do whatever you want. Yeah, I want some action. I mean, right now it's going to his head. And that's about it. That's what we're seeing for 3 episodes now. And then he's going to father the woman, the giant's baby. And Loki is just creeping me out, man.
Me too.
So I don't know. I don't know. But I think it'll get better. It'll go good. Heartstopper season 1, which you moved back. So are you not you're watching
Season 2.
2? Okay. I have 2 more episodes of season 1 to get through. I finally decided that after watching another movie I'll talk about in a minute that I wanted some more, and it is what everybody has said it is. It is a sweet romance, just makes me every time they get like closer or anything, I just, oh, that's so sweet. And that's what it should be for that age and that type of show and everything. Man, I would have just loved to have had something like that
Yep.
show when I was that age.
Well, the funny thing is now we're in season 2.
Uh-huh.
Dad's already stated no sleepovers or anything. I'm like thinking, oh yeah, when's the hand jobs gonna start? Or the blow jobs?
Somebody else said that too.
And
And
I mean, it has to start soon. I hate
I,
being
yeah, I honestly, it's so sweet and everything. I don't need to see any of that with this. I just want them, I just don't want I bashing and all that shit. It's just nice to watch a simple little sweet show where they're figuring themselves out and they're not being beaten up left and right and all the other stuff. But I mean, like I still got 2 episodes to go the first season, so who knows what's in store for me. But right now, I'm just liking that it's a simple, sweet little romance. Let's see. So I watched some more Lower Decks, which is the animated Star Trek. It's even better than the first few episodes. I really like it. It stars Randy? No, Dennis. No. The Quaid brother that's in The Boys, or the Quaid son that's in The Boys. You know who I mean?
no,
Okay, so you've seen The Boys, right?
no.
You know the doofy guy with the curly hair? the kind of the lead guy,
Yeah.
the Quaid guy. It's him. He is the voice. He is the voice of the main Lower Decks guy.
Lower Deck is animated.
Yes.
Okay.
And then let's see. Okay, so I see, and Just Like That finished. Its last episode. It's on Max. It's been renewed for a third season. I guess people know that I like this because 3 different people made sure to tell me that it was renewed for a third season, which I'm very glad of. It's not, it's this season was a little wonky. I still loved it. It's comfort. It's comfort shows. When you have those shows where you're just like, I know this isn't the best show. I know that some of the stuff is a little weird or whatever, but I still love it. I love it, and I want to watch it again as soon as it's done. And that's the show for me. What?
You say this is your favorite show on right now?
I would say yes, because it is such a comfort show. But anyway, last episode played. Last episode left you with, oh God, please don't put your life on hold for a man. That's not who the character is. But there may be some of our listeners that haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to do any more spoilers than that. I'm still watching Waiting for God, which is the British comedy from the 90s. It's a drama comedy, really, but it's a half-hour situation comedy about older people who are in a retirement home. And basically, one of the first shows that was really tackling things that older people go through in their, health-wise and rights-wise, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's still, even though the technology is so much more advanced, let me tell you, the issues are pretty much still the same today. So, and then I watched Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is the queer movie on Amazon, which was the #1 movie. I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before, but it was like the #1 movie on Amazon. It's based on a book. I've known about the book forever, being in those writers' circles. Never really cared to watch it. And when they said, "Oh, this is going to be a movie," I was like, whatever. It's really good. It's really good. Have you seen it yet? You haven't. You haven't talked about it, so I'm assuming you haven't. You should. You should watch it. It's really fun. It's just a really good, well done movie. And again, this is one of those things where I kind of wish that in my early 20s, I had had movies like this to watch. I would have watched this over and over and over for quite a while.
For masturbation purposes?
Probably not. I mean, neither of them are really my type, but it's just, how we complain for a long time, like how there's so many talented gay people out there. Why can't we make a decent fucking good movie, gay movie? This is pretty good, damn good.
It doesn't matter if you make a good game or not. Nobody gay will watch it, and if they do, they'll criticize it to the shits.
Well, I am watching it. I am not criticizing it, and I actually went into it kind of thinking that I would. So why don't you watch it and see if you feel the same way?
Well, the good news is Sean's finally going back to work.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, that because he doesn't want to watch it.
Well,
so I watch the most of the stuff I watch while he's at work.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if he doesn't want to watch it, I'm not going to watch something. We try to find things that we watch together.
Oh, that's so sweet couple of you to do.
It's called, it's called that word. Give a little
over.
What?
Pushover.
Okay, you need to move on.
Okay, I'm just teasing. Anyway, but when you do, I would be interested to see what you think of it. I think it's a really fun, nice little show. Don't give me that. don't give me that. I see what you're doing.
I was just stretching my neck.
Ah,
Oh, and good news, I've lost another couple pounds
oh, that's wonderful.
from the weight gain, yeah, from San Diego.
Oh, well, that's good.
I haven't pooped in like 6, 7 days, but I'm losing weight because all that was alcohol water weight,
And it's coming out your pores. Yeah.
not out my poop.
Hmm. Well, you might be more regular if you watch better television, like Red, White, and Royal Blue.
Oh yeah, what an idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to my week.
Uh-huh.
Those are mainly the things that I watched. And the other thing, of course, is the big thing where Mother actually, don't start with me, where Mother came home day before yesterday. She got home about 2:30 on Saturday. And she has been doing really well. It's been good to have her home. She's feeling much better. And I think that something in me, once she finally got home and I saw that she was doing well and that I wasn't going to kind of, having to be, overly like watching her every second type, thing. I think something in me finally said and seen, because that afternoon that she got home through this morning, I have been sleeping like uh, every couple hours. I'm just like out and sleeping for hours.
The same edible I am.
You know what? I swear it feels like I'm on something, because it's just been like I took an extra caffeine pill just to make it through the show and make it through the nurses that are coming as soon as we're finishing the show. It's been really crazy. I have been so out of it. So anyway, if you're done,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess that's my week. All right. Let's get into some Miss Manners. Dear Miss Manners, I found out through friends that my ex-husband had passed on. We had not been in touch for many years, though I had kept track of him through the internet. I wrote a condolence note to his brother, saying I was glad things had seemed to be going well for my ex prior to his passing. His brother wrote back and said that that wasn't the case, and also that his heart had just stopped, and they probably will never know why he died. Well, my immediate thought was he probably took some drugs that had been laced with fentanyl. It wasn't a secret that he'd used drugs, at least decades ago when I knew him, though I don't know if that was still the case. I want to write back and apologize for misunderstanding what was going on in my ex's life. Would it be uncouth to mention my suspicions? I don't know that it would matter, but it might if they want to pursue it.
What?
This reminds me of one of those people who's like, oh, my ex-husband did marijuana once in the 60s. I bet he died of fentanyl because that's what everyone's dying of these days.
Yeah, it's like, shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
She's like a Karen in the making. It's like why am I so involved in this? I shouldn't be. It's my ex-husband. But he was a big druggie in the old days, whatever that
And
means.
he smoked marijuana once, and I think he even took an Advil. Oh,
I know he actually he told me he had been to a party where there was cocaine being snorted. He said he didn't do it, but can we really trust a druggie like him?
I think he went to a Grateful Dead concert once.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
anyway,
there's no way to say I'm sorry for your loss, but actually it's worse than you think. That's
yeah.
You said.
Or how about you don't write back at all because you were an ex you didn't bother contacting for years and they don't want anything to do with you. How's that? Anyway,
Stupid.
dear gentle reader, there is no proper way to say, I'm sorry for your loss, but it's actually worse than you think, which is what you just read.
Yeah.
So there you
But
go.
it's just stupid and ridiculous. And oh God,
No.
you just reach out and slap her.
All right. So what's up with Hey Chubs?
Let's see. What's a relationship deal breaker for you? Oh, wow, this should be interesting. Go ahead.
Uh, Not liking pets.
Oh, yeah, that would be a tough. I mean, I don't mind if somebody doesn't want to have pets, but if they say, because I'm allergic to dogs and cats.
Yeah. But you still have a cat that comes in your house every once in a while.
Not so much anymore because it was bad. But yeah,
Hmm.
she's still around. She hangs out, and
Yeah.
we have me. But that's one thing. But see, for me, God, that's really tough because that's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't expect that.
What? Well, I mean, you could do the same one, but if somebody doesn't like animals, it's like there's something wrong with you. So,
I'll tell you, I went when my father introduced me to his ex, well, his the second wife, we'll just
hmm.
call it second wife. We met at a Red Lobster, and
Hmm.
she was rude to the waiter the
Oh,
entire. I think a lot of people don't, they go, I don't know. To me, that is a dead giveaway of a
yeah.
bad person.
I
Any,
agree.
anybody that just shits on somebody because they're there, you know. I remember she says, "Oh, do you have any Maine lobsters?" No, we don't get Maine lobsters on the West Coast. Oh, well, then I don't want that. Uh, yeah, I want to run to my car and drive away.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Gotcha. All right. What else? What's the other one?
What activities did you love to do with your family growing up?
I have fond memories of going to the state fair with my family. Because I mean, my parents separated when I was one and were divorced when I was three. So we didn't, so even though they remained friends, we didn't have like, family game nights and this and that. But I remember most of my early like youth, we would always go to the state fair, and those were good times.
Yeah,
So
we
dad in that fucking clown water balloon mouth.
we went camping a lot, which I hated. And because it was the whole family in a camper, you know, at least I was the little one. Well, kind of little one. But and then and he was always we were getting transferred. So like, the vacations we took when he was in the military were really cool because we would, he'd have like a month off and we would do like cool vacations. But yeah, I don't know. We didn't do a whole lot of family stuff.
Yeah.
Mm. Individual, a lot of it had to do with the fact that my brother's 9 years older than me and my sister's 16 years older than me. So a lot of what I did was with the parents. Like, okay, one thing that we did I think it was every Sunday, we would go to the movie theaters, the three of us,
Oh.
which was good, except my parents wanted to see R-rated movies, and I was 11. So, or 10, and it was like, oh, look, we're seeing Bob Carroll, Ted and Alice,
Oh, that's a good one.
last picture show. And I mean, I saw more fucking going on as a kid in movies than most kids do, with stealing watching porno online. I was actually theaters with like famous people. I'll tell you, nothing tears you apart more than watching Cloris Leachman having sex with a underaged retarded boy, and that was what he was in the show. I'm just saying retarded for that reason. I know you hate that term, but he was as the special boy in town, and she had sex with him when he was like 16, 17 years old.
What movie was this?
Last Picture Show. And it was a old iron bed, and it just made this horrible noise while she's I'm like, my mother's handing me dollars over dollars. Go get some popcorn. Here, go candy. I suffered through sex in movies for years. I remember seeing a show, what was it? Was with Jane Fonda and John Voight. They both won the Oscars. And there's a scene where he's handicapped from the waist down, but I guess it's still, his wiener still worked. And she's climbing up on top of him. Jane Fonda, that a national treasure, is up on top of some guy's dick, bobbing up and down. It was tough. So
Wow.
like sex in movies very much.
Yeah, I guess that scarred you, didn't you? Yeah.
It's a little scarred.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to what's in your lunchbox. And we have one item this time. And this is from Mr. Moose, who says, I can't resist carrot cake. This was good with extra pecans on top, or pecans, or whatever the debate says to say it is. That is a beautiful looking piece of cake.
You called it pecans?
Pecans? Well, I say pecans.
Yeah,
But
pecans.
pecans, I've heard it that way too. Pecan
Uh,
pie is what I say, so I don't know.
but this is gorgeous. Not
It
just
is.
does it look good, but it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
looks very juicy and yeah, much better than any cake that I've had as of late.
Because those are his plates, right? I recognize
No, it looks like, well, I don't know, I guess so, yeah.
really good looking plates for picture taking. Unlike you and your
Hey, I have fine china.
paper plates. What are they?
Fine paper made in China.
Are they Daisy? Daisy, I think. They're the pretty ones. They have the pretty.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably. Whatever they get from Walmart.
Yeah, there you go.
Golden Rule Services want you to know about important tool preventing you from contracting HIV infection. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective when preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjed.com. Find Matt's books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all our links at allmylinks.com/ChubsGone And of course, you can give us a call at
408-69. Wait, Chubs?
Yes.
Chubs, yeah, 408-69 Chubs.
That's correct, sir. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and of course, for your continued support through all the things that we have been venturing through. And of course, I want to send extra love out to the patrons who have been reaching out and helping and supporting and indulging and all that good stuff. All right. Well, I guess we'll catch you next week.
All right.
We love you, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.